Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Subject of my vlog today is the Philippines isn't for everybody. But before I get started, let me welcome my viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of my channel. It's truly been amazing. I'll never take that for granted. You know, now that the Philippines is opened up, and I've had a lot of visitors over here, there's a lot of complaining all the time of what the Philippines is not. It just gave me this subject today. You know, the Philippines isn't for everybody. Is this vlog to discourage you from coming over here? No, all of my vlogs promote the Philippines. To come over here and visit this beautiful place, man. It's vast, it's diverse. And a tourist and an expat are two different things. See, a tourist, if you don't like something, okay, well, you're only going to be here for 2 weeks. You can leave, you know, we can withstand anything for 2 weeks. But an expat, see, he's a totally different monster. See, I tip my hat to the expat. And even though we don't get along as well as I think we should over here, expats anywhere in the world have gained my respect because of the sacrifices they make, especially when you come to a place like the Philippines. You know, tourists, they come through here, they're flying by the seat of their pants at 60,000 miles per hour, and they're not paying attention to a whole lot. They don't notice a whole lot. And if they do, they'll just complain about it and go on about their business because they're in that holiday mindset. They're going to eventually go home anyway. But with an expat, it's different. He's planted his roots here. And he's really got to make a decision. Do I have what it takes to make it here? You know, most expats, we have a yearning to be free. Free from what? I don't know. You have to ask them. We're trying to break away from the monotony, the day-to-day existence that's become our lives in our home country. So we seek out a place like the Philippines. We watch the videos and see all the fun everybody's having. But then we get over here because we've slowed down. We notice a lot of things. And it's like, oh, man, you got to make a decision real quick. Is this place for me? One thing that really gets to a lot of people here, and they say, yeah, I can't take it. It's the laid-back atmosphere. It's the slow-down pace of the Philippines. Look at Bantayan Island. This is Santa Fe, Bantayan Island. This is a sleepy place, man. But everywhere you go, the pace is slowed down. I don't care if you're in Manila, Cebu. You may see a lot of busy people, but really the pace is slowed down. And I don't think, unless you really got a compelling reason to be here and to stay here, man, it's one of the things that gets you. Look at this little sleepy place. And I mean, it's sleepy like this all the time. And unless this is something that you're specifically looking for, you couldn't handle it, man. A lot of us from the West, we can't handle peace and quiet. People always complain about the roosters. Man, that's nothing compared to what you got to deal with in your country. And that becomes such a pleasing sound after a while. You get used to the roosters. But this little place, it comes alive a little bit. Wan Buntag. In the evening and at night on the weekends because it's a tourist place. But other than that, look at this. This is what you see here. It's slow. I mean, it's really slow. But that pace of life, you know, and then you couple that with, you have to have the patience of a saint, man, to really live here and stay here. And a lot of us don't have that. A lot of us will never have it. Is there a formula for an expat to succeed overseas in the Philippines? Is there a perfect expat? No, I'd say no. Is there a few things that I believe you should have as an expat, whether it's in the Philippines or anywhere else? Yes. Number one is enough money to sustain you. I don't know how much that is. That's why I try my best to stay away from the budget argument, man, because you got to realize the average salary over here is $250. And you see Filipinos that are living comfortably, they're living happily on $500 per month, $750 per month, $1,000, $1,200, who knows? But you have to have enough money to sustain you, whatever that is, okay? Then I would say be in reasonable good health. What do you mean by that? Good morning, Man Buntag. I mean, you're in control of your activities of daily living. You can feed yourself. You can give yourself a shower. Put on your own clothes. Take care of yourself. Okay, if you're not able to do that, I would say I would strongly be against you coming over here as an expat. Yeah, come over and visit this beautiful country, man. So much to see, so much to do, but as far as putting your roots down, good morning. You may want to think twice about that. No, thank you. You know, we don't talk about homesickness enough. We should talk about it. Because when you come over here as an expat, or anywhere you come, man, listen, you leave everything and everyone behind. And when you're our age, you're set in your ways, man, and some things you just can't do without. That's where that compelling reason to be here comes to your aid. Because I tell you what, man, I no longer get homesick anymore. But man, in the beginning I did. And I questioned myself. And I wonder if I made the right decision. But I know now that I did because I stayed around long enough to realize this is what I wanted. But man, a lot of people can't take it. They can't take that homesickness, man. All your friends, all your family, all your contacts are no longer here. Your comfort foods that you use to comfort you, they're not here, man. You're left to your own devices. You have to recreate your life, man. It's not for everybody. It's tough, man. I tip my hat to expats, man. I give my total respect for any expat that's over here. And when you see vloggers like me, man, we're just a drop in the bucket, man. Most of the expats over here, they don't have a channel. And even ones that do, you don't see them. YouTube doesn't promote them enough. They haven't garnered enough following. But yeah, the loneliness, man, will kick your ass over here. It's just something that you got to deal with. The cultural differences, man, you know, number one, the food. A lot of times you can deal with, even if you get past the slow pace of life and once you get over the homesickness, now you got to get used to a whole different diet. It could literally be the difference between life and death over here, man. And I'm the type of guy, see, I'm open-minded, which a lot of expats are. I say, look, there's only so many ways you can cook chicken, pork, and fish. So I just have them cook it the way that I eat it at home. And then when I do go out to the restaurant, I'll try some different foods, and you'll be surprised what you like over here. So don't be afraid to try different things like barbacoa. It's like a beef, sort of a stew dish over here. It's delicious if you try it. But I never tried it before. Bulalo, whether it's the soup or the steak, delicious. Things that you never even dreamed of trying before. But the food, man, the cultural differences, you know, a lot of times we fool ourselves into thinking that we're coming over here for a woman, but we're really not, guys. Look, if you don't hear nothing else on this vlog, let me tell you something. No woman's going to make you stay over here. I promise you that. There's no woman strong enough, beautiful enough, exciting enough to make you stay over here, because eventually that's going to cool down. We only fool ourselves. That may lure you over here, but it's not going to keep you over here, man. So get that out of your mind. That honeymoon's going to be over real quick. Usually about 6 months, that honeymoon is over. And now you're on the next phase. You know, it's like, take me to the next phase. But the food is going to get you. Just the way that people do things over here, their attitudes over here. You may not be able to deal with it, because remember, you're in a whole different country. And just saying the wrong thing may put you in trouble. And you know, while I'm on this subject of talking, a lot of times you're going to be quiet over here. You lose your voice over here. You know, they're going to look at you if you start complaining, if you start trying to put forth your opinions. They're going to say, hey, you know, you're just a foreigner here. You're just a guest here. Remember, a lot of us don't pay taxes and we don't vote over here in the Philippines. But let me put that lie to rest. We still pay taxes. Those of us who are obligated to. We still pay taxes in our home countries. And I don't know if you could pay taxes two places. Somewhere, something's going to have to give. If I pay taxes over here, then is there taxation without representation? Maybe I'll get a break on my taxes in America. I don't know. You got to be creative over here too, man. If you're going to be an expat over here, you're going to have to replace a whole lot of stuff over here, man. Or just simply do without it. And like I said, at our age, man, we're stuck in our ways, man. Certain things we won't do without, or we can't do without. So we go home. But yeah, the Philippines isn't for everybody. You know, the infrastructure is not something that would stop me from coming here or not coming here. But for some people, they can't handle the infrastructure. You know, the getting around the Philippines logistically can be a nightmare, man, unless you fly everywhere. And then you're only going to fly into the main city. Then the fun begins. You know, you're either going to have to get on one of these boats. Sometimes that's your transportation right there. Those long bus rides, everybody can't take that, man. Squeezing into those jeepneys, certainly not trying to get in those little bitty pedicabs. We can't do it, but the infrastructure, man, is something that everybody can't deal with. Yeah, you can deal with it for 2 weeks. Hell, all you have to do is come here to one of these resorts. Stay for 2 weeks, don't go anywhere. But just coming here from Cebu City, you got a 2.5 to 3 hour ride. Then you've got another hour ferry ride just to get here. And most of us aren't used to riding the bus. Especially not these buses here. A lot of them, man, are dilapidated, and you're putting your life in the hands of the driver, man, and they drive like a bat out of hell. Just something that a lot of us can't handle. We can't get used to it, man. You know, the Philippines isn't for everybody, man, but I say come over here and see if it is for you. I say come over here and try it on size. See if it fits you. And remember, there's no expat blueprint. Who says you can't, just stay over here as long as you can take it, then go back home. Then come back. I know guys who stay here 3 months as expats. 9 months in their own country. Then I've got guys over here who stay for 9 months and go back home for 3 months. Then there's people like me who stay full time in the Philippines. There's no blueprint, so work with, find a good balance, find something that's going to fit you, but come over here and try it on for size. Because you can put up with anything for 2 weeks. Look at this beauty, man. It's all around you. That's why tourists like to come here. But the expat community is just as diverse and just as spread out as the Philippines, man. You got everybody from Americans to Chinese. That's a hell of a spectrum, man. And we're spread out. If you lived here on Bantayan Island, I'm sure there's very few expats who actually live here. Maybe a handful, maybe 10, 15 probably, 20 at the most. But there's no perfect expat over here. It doesn't matter. I've met people over here from New Zealand, Australia, America, obviously, England, France, Romania. I've met guys who are purple, black, blue, black, bright, white, and anything in between. Different financial situations, different upbringings. But we have that yearning to be free, man. We're trying to break away from the monotony of that day-to-day existence that's become of our lives. That's about the only thing we really have in common. So don't let these vlogs discourage you. When you look at the vlog, look at it like a smorgasbord. Take what you want and leave the rest. Stay away from that budget argument, because that's the one that keeps most of us away from here. We think we can't afford it. It's just not true. The average pay over here is $250 per month. If a Filipino's earning $1,000 per month over here, he's living really, really well. All you have to do is start looking at the locals and seeing what they're doing. Because remember, when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. But yeah, this place isn't for everybody, man. The heat, it gets hot, man. It stays hot over here. People can't take it. The humidity. The fact that they're 8,000 miles from home. It messes with your ego. You might have been the police chief back in your town. Here, they don't give a damn. You start all over. They welcome you, but you're nobody here. Some people can't deal with that. Some people can't handle starting all over again. But if you're willing to pay the price, because there's a price that you have to pay to live over here, and you want to pay it in full, there's no better place, man. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you're in America, it's getting late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to intentionally help. One of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs. You're just getting off second shift on your lunch break. And you see somebody out the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's early, man. It's not even 7 a.m. yet. I get up early over here. I thought I'd make this video because a lot of the guys that have been coming over here, they've been over here for a month or so. They're complaining, and I have to keep telling them, man, you're not in the You're in the Philippines. You're not at home. There's some things that you got to get used to over here. Or you don't have to get used to. You just get right back on the plane and go home. Me, I put my roots down, man. I'm here. It was either make those changes, accept those consequences, or get out of here and find somewhere else that suits me better. Because in the Philippines, no excuse not to help somebody over here. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody over here, man. I went to sleep last night. I didn't even do the spin wheel, but I'll do it today at 12 noon. We're going to give away 5,000 pesos, 1,000 pesos each to 5 of our lucky Filipino subscribers, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure: when we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.